and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing a super fun, super useful and budget friendly method of creating manga and comics from home. I used to use this method when I was much younger and still developing my storytelling style before I got published. And yes, my work is sold in the manga section of stores in case you guys are wondering. I'll also be showing you how to make your own DIY covers for your mangas and comics, and it makes it so fun to share with your friends because you're actually holding a cool book that you made yourself. All the supplies that you'll need for this DIY will be down there in the description box below. And if you want a more extensive list of really cool budget-friendly art supplies for making manga and comics, please check out this video. The link will also be down there in the description box below. I hope you guys will really enjoy this video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you find it useful and fun to watch because it shows your support for my channel. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss out on more videos like this. So, without further ado, let's get started. The first thing you'll need is, ding, some sketchbooks. You could use this 8.5 by 11 one or a smaller version. It all really depends on your personal preference and whether you want to draw small and make it look more like a traditional manga or comic, or if you want a lot of space to work on and get all the details in there. So once you decide on what sketchbook you want to use, it's time to design the cover. There are two different methods for designing your cover that I highly recommend because they're so much fun. You can get some really cool craft paper or scrapbook paper that you can get from just about any art store like Michael's. Choose the design that you like best, place it down onto your table face down. Take your sketchbook, place it on top of the craft paper and trace around it. Now cut this out. And once you kind of place it on top of your sketchbook, you're going to want to trim off a little bit more because you rather that it's a little tiny bit smaller than your sketchbook so it lays really well on your sketchbook. Now take a little bit of tape, roll it up on the back and place it down on your cover. Now, we're only doing this for now. We're going to actually really seal it into your sketchbook later, but we just need it to stay in place just for a little while. Now, on a separate sheet of paper, draw out the cover image that you want for your sketchbook. Once you're done with it, make a really nice copy of it and cut it out. Now, once you cut it down to the size that you want, place it onto the craft paper that you taped down on your cover. Also, take a little tiny bit of tape or a little glue and place it where you want on the craft paper. Now it's time to design the logo. You could do this on Photoshop and print it out and then tape it on, or you can be really crafty about it and do it by hand. It's all up to what you want. You could even take some gold or silver pens and start making little designs around the edges of your drawing. Really, the possibilities are endless. You could do whatever you want at this phase. And once it's all done, you take your box tape, pull a big piece, and kind of figure out more or less how long you need it to be, and make sure that when you cut the piece, leave a little bit of extra on the top and bottom of the piece, because once you lay it down on the cover, you're going to want to roll and fold those little excess ends underneath the cover to hold everything in place. You got it? And another cool method you could use is you could actually draw something on a separate sheet of paper, cut it out, and then very carefully glue or tape it onto the cover and use some really cool metallic pens to design the edges. This is actually what I did for my really old sketchbook when I was younger. If you guys saw the video where I was sharing all the art supplies that you can get if you're on a budget, you guys have already seen this, but I'm going to show it to you just in case you haven't seen it. This is the DIY manga that I created when I was younger and I was still developing my style and my storytelling style. I highly recommend that you do not use paint or anything like that on the covers. The reason being is that over time it can still crack. Even if you put tape over it, it can still crack underneath the tape. So I highly recommend you draw your artwork on separate paper and then tape or glue it onto the cover, or you draw directly on the cover using something like metallic pens and gel pens. I'm looking for longevity here, okay guys? I want your covers and your artwork to last for years and years because I want that one day when you're finally published, you can hold this book in your hand and be like, this is what I came from. This is what I made before I made it. I want you to be able to look back at what you created with a lot of joy and a big smile on your face, knowing that that's how you got started. Now on to actually drawing your pages. Yes! The list is super simple. All you need is a mechanical pencil. I highly recommend a mechanical pencil simply because of line consistency. You don't need to sharpen it. It's always pointing. Girl, it's the best choice. You want a good quality eraser. You'll need a good ruler. Make sure it's nice and straight with no nicks and cracks in it. So old rulers, get out my face. We don't want you here. And some microns. I recommend microns, but if you want to use a ballpoint pen, that's totally okay. We're on a budget. We are just practicing and having fun, so it's completely okay. Use whatever you have. What's the matter, my baby? You wanted to get picked up? Oh, my baby. You can use your sketchbooks however you want. You can make full-on pages and really practice your story and play around with ideas, make panels, do whatever you want here. There is no wrong way to do it. You can take notes in here, character designs, and then try out paneling and drawing out whole scenes from your story. I did all of that in my sketchbooks, and I'm so glad that I did. And every day after my homework, I would work on 1 or 2 pages, and that helped so freaking much. I didn't always finish the pages, but I always practiced and thought about how I wanted the panels to look. If you're really struggling with designing characters and writing your story, I cover how to design characters, how to overcome writer's block, and why your story may not be working out for you. I hope those videos will be super useful for you. The links are in the description box below. I hope you guys found this video super useful. I hope you guys will come back for more videos like this, as well as videos about my life as a published author, because things get kind of crazy when you're on the road promoting your story. I've got stories. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, please take care, God bless, and do not be afraid to nerd out. Take care, guys.